the Pantera World Tour. Two chicks, Motegi. No, wait, hold on, time out. The Porsche Carrera Asia Tour.
Henrik, where are you going?
My God. We are at Twin Ring Motegi. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, the man who has what plants crave, Michael Magus.
Oh, what do plants crave?
Electrolytes.
We've got a grid that you can see before you with the all-German front row of Tobias Thierolf and Gunnar Rix, Henrik Andreasen, Martin Edmonds on row 2, Stefan Frings up in fifth place. Interesting. Yuri Kurtachville, Joe Senna and Jeff Ecott, Steve Davidson, Timo Konietzki, Adam Komorowski and James Butler, Wilfredo Sevilla, Ricardo Gomes, Vic Vega, and Mauricio Delgado, Fran Hidalgo, and it went away, so I can't tell you now. We stare at Josiah Jerome.
Josephus? What the heck are you doing, boy?
We'll be starting for 21st place. And now we're looking at Mauricio. Whoa, Mauricio. Mauricio, what's that livery? There's no yellow on that livery, Mauricio.
It's a big old dog. It's the mystery machine, maybe.
It does look like the mystery machine. Stefan Friggs. Sponsored by McGregor. We don't take kindly to McGregor in these parts.
Correct.
So I got two. I think it's two races, or is this one of the enduro races?
This will be 18 separate 3-minute races.
Well, let's put it this way. It's either going to be two 30-minute races or one long race. We're about to find out which. You would think I would have done my homework and looked that up. Or that Byron would have, but I did not.
What? Will be one 60-minute race. This is right down here in the description.
Oh. See, I went full screen.
I mean, that was your last mistake.
I stand beside it. I think it was a good decision. But yeah, I did think that this was one of the enduro races they were mixing in. Not proper enduro, obviously, but longer races.
This will be 61-minute races with a reverse 75 field.
I'm sorry, the name Roberto Tutino does make me chuckle a little bit.
Is he the guy that had the pizza pockets?
Just apparently it's the driver of this actual car.
Yeah.
You see it there, the Canadian flag and the name? That's where they put the actual driver.
It's the pizza rolls guy.
All right, here we go. We can see the top 21. There may be more than 21. We'll find out. If there's only 21... Josiah's not the last one. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. The carnage. Mauricio got caught up in that. Martin Edmonds got caught up in that. Timo Konietzki's got up on that. Jeff Ecott's got up in that. We already have a DQ for P. Manham. I'm sorry, I've never seen you before. And Tobias Thierolf leads the way. There is a very damaged number 26 car there. That is Ricardo Gomes, who's in 11th place. All right, so Thierolf leads from Rix, Andreasen, Frings, Senna, Kurtachville, Davidson, Komorowski, Sevilla, and Vega. Oh, somebody getting spun around there. That's Jeff Ecott going around again.
Dang, Jeff Ecott.
We haven't actually seen Jeff Ecott do anything wrong. We've just also seen him facing the wrong direction twice already. Ricardo Gomes losing another spot to Fran Hidalgo. His car is highly compromised, and he's making his way down to the pit lane. Meantime, Martin Edmonds, who got caught up in that lap 1 carnage, making his way through. As well as the yellow car in behind him, that is Josiah Jerome. I thought Josiah was a blue car.
You did think that.
James Butler losing control.
Oh boy. Oh.
May have collected somebody there on the outside.
Y'all guys ever driven these cars before?
I have questions, I'll say that much. So it looks like we did only start with 21 cars. So that means Josiah Jerome started last again, Byron. I think he's just not showing up on time?
I mean, could just be that they're all on drugs.
Rick Martell's car looking a little unstable there on the onboard, so I wonder if he's carrying some damage. Meantime, at the front, Henrik Andreasen putting the pressure on Gunnar Ricks. And that's Konietzki making his way past another car with no front end, Ken Scott. And Josiah Jerome picking up a spot. Overtaking Fran Hidalgo. Yuri trying to find a way past Senna. And in the background, that is Steve Davidson. Go around the outside. Easily gets the job done, actually. I do like Yuri's livery. I like that. The orange, the blue, and the silver. It's nice. And that is Mauricio Delgado. Sideways in a turn. That's not good.
Power slide.
Jeff Ecott looking for a move on Ken Scott, who is carrying some damage. I suspect this will be somewhat of a formality. Yep, he is through. And that is James Butler going through on Ken Scott as well.
Buttle.
Ricardo Gomes picking up a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So his day has gone from bad to worse. And Martin Edmonds moves into the top 10, displacing Vic Vega. Adam Komorowski in the pink pounder. Looking for a move. Down the inside.
Oh, here comes another crash. Oh, no.
Nope,
Oh.
he just held that. Escorted Steve Davidson to the edge of the track, but no further. Oh, I forgot that this track also crosses over itself. I think we were doing commentary to Suzuka race. I said it was the only track in the game. Oh no, I think it was because it was at ACC. It was on ACC, which in that case I am correct. That it is the only track that crosses over itself. But Twin Ring Motegi also crosses over itself. So this is a shorter version of Twin Ring Motegi that I'm used to. I figured that from the qualifying times, which were 1 minute 20. And the version I'm used to should be closer to 2 minutes. In these cars, I would think. I'm not super familiar with these cars. I do not drive Porsches. As a general rule, I hate their geometry and weight distribution.
So what you're saying is this is only the single ring Motegi.
Rick Martel being relegated to behind Jeff Ecott as well as James Butler, as both of them are on a return charge. Although apparently I'm good at teaching people how to drive the Porsche. I've told this story before, but my cousin popped over from the homeland and saw my sim rig and was like, I would like to do that. I was like, okay, we can make that happen. And there was a race coming up in ESR at Barcelona in ACC. And you can create a different Steam account for your ACC, so it doesn't affect your stats. So I was like, yeah, sure, we can practice. We can put some practice in. And, you know, if you're at to the point where you're not flying off the track, we can see about entering you in the ESR race. It's like, cool. So he's trying really hard. He picked a Porsche because it has a cool dragon on the side. Literally the only reason.
Best way to do it.
And so I'm teaching him how to drive the Porsche, and we got to the point where he was battling with John Barker for position in the race. So there you go.
Very nice.
And I had a relatively clean day. So apparently, I can teach you to drive a Porsche. I just cannot do it myself. In fairness, this could be the fact that I just don't want to drive the Porsche, and my body knows it.
Maybe you could be the best of all time.
No. There's a lot of trail braking to make a Porsche work pretty well, and you can ask Mike Stoffmill about my trail braking, and he'll respond with, "It's terrible. It doesn't exist. I don't understand." On board with Gunnar Ricks, who is staying within striking distance of Tobias Thurl. The top three are still very close together. They've dropped everybody else. Stefan Frings is about 5 seconds behind them. And that is a very slow-moving Ricardo Gomes. Looks like he's maybe just obeying some blue flags. As between his pit stop and his drive-through penalty, he is pretty much a lap behind everybody. And that's Adam Komorowski in the wall. And his car does not look terribly happy about it. Front end is still attached, but it is not too... Oh, and Ricardo is going to retire from the race today.
No.
Can't say that I especially blame him. No second race coming up, and being down a lap already. That's a tough pill to swallow in a 1 hour race.
Ricardo, why have you abandoned me?
Oh, I think I just explained it.
No, there's going to be some underlying emotional undercurrents.
I don't think so.
Perhaps.
He's driven this car before. He's not a new face to this series. So he can't be just hating the car. In fact, I don't think we have any new faces out there today. We did at the start. Manham. But Manham has been DQ'd. Vic Vega looking for a move on Wilfredo Sevilla. Martin Emmons, you've been 5 credits for violation of the verbal morality clause. Speaking of Martin, there he is, all over the back of Steve Davidson. Maybe the fact that he's been cutting the track has helped him out with that. I don't know.
Martin sliding into first place, using admin hacks to get through the train.
Not quite that bad. He is on a good recovery drive, though, after getting caught up in that opening carnage. Now, to be clear, he was the guy who was highest on the grid that got caught up in that. So, get ready for it. I'm gonna make a conspiratorial accusation here, Byron. I think he might have caused it.
That is absolutely the truth, and he will be fined 7,500 seconds in the next 22 races.
We'll find out tomorrow when me and Jack go over the race footage and assign blame where applicable.
Have them all destroyed.
We've got one report from the field, and obviously we have the automatic lap 1 review. I got brought in. I got brought into the Evolution Racing Academy stewarding to record a little audio for them, and it went a little something like this: "Stop breaking the law." That's all I got. So all I got is Fengler, one of the admins, PMing me. He's like, can you do the stop breaking the law thing for us on a stewarding video? I'm like, sure. top three are still quite close together, although Tobias is starting to leg out a bit of a gap. It's up to 1.3. And Vic Vega looking down the inside of Wilfredo Sevilla, and he'll make the move. Martin Emmons still up on the back of Steve Davidson. Good battle going on there. So, and Sevilla versus Vegas still going on. It's not like Vegas punting away from him. It's only 2/10 up. There is that battle as I related to.
Who were you related to?
Relayed, sir.
Oh, okay.
Martin Evans trying to... Oh, Steve blocking up the brakes a little bit there. That'll open up the door for Martin. Canada on Canada battle. And through he goes. Martin Evans up into 7th place. Started in 4th, so he still has not climbed back to his quote-unquote rightful position. Ken Scott has tumbled through the order quite a bit, so I'm assuming he's made a pit stop. He's only lost 1 spot, but you can see that he's now a lap behind Timo Konecny. So that's a lot of time to lose. And I can only hope it's in the pit lane.
Tobias Thurl currently 10 laps ahead of everybody.
No, he's just done 10 laps, sir. About to be 11. And Ken Scott in the pit lane, possibly again. Not sure why. He doesn't appear to have let any damage. I didn't see a drive-through penalty. No, he's making pit stop. Jeff Ecott on the tail of Mauricio Delgado, who's not too far away from Fran Hidalgo. That's Ken Scott off again, so out of the pit lane and into the wall.
Do you think they put the hydraulic fluid on his tires?
It's possible. I mean, I suspect that would be a leak in that case, though.
What if they did it on purpose?
And Ken is elected to retire from the race.
No.
Has to be pretty good to get Ken to retire from the race. We've seen him run multiple laps down a couple of times. Usually a fairly stick-to-it, truculent individual. So if he's really unable to keep the car facing the right direction, I could definitely see it being, a frustrating time.
Insubordinate and churlish.
He'll join Manam. We never figured out what the P stood for. And Ricardo Gomes on the sidelines.
I believe the P stands for pneumonia.
I feel like we've had this guy before, and it's a Pat.
Could be pterodactyl.
Jeff Ecott looking down the inside. I figure it's not pterodactyl, sir. Although in this day and age, I suppose you never know.
Sphygmomanometer.
Mauricio Delgado looking to do the cutback against Jeff Ecott, who's getting sideways. Really throwing that car around.
Yeehaw.
Mauricio maybe tipped into a spin there by James Butler, or maybe just lost it on his own. Either, I would believe either at this point. I've seen enough of these Porsches end up sideways, kind of on their own. Next up on ECOT's list is Fran Hidalgo. Just letting you guys enjoy the award-winning in-game sound.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's award-winning, but I know that the race room audio is one of the things that gets often a lot of praise about this game. So I'm going to assume it won an award at some point. It's like one of the three things that tends to get really, really a lot of praise from this game. Audio, audio, car and track selection, and the fact that it's free.
Free is good.
Jeff Ecott looking down the inside. And somebody passed them both and is now off the track. It's James Butler. I think he missed his braking point. Credit for not killing anybody, I suppose. I was gonna say, I don't know who this car belongs to. Oh, we just haven't seen it from the side. It's Yuri. Still on the, or I shouldn't say still on the tail of Joe Senna, because he had overtaken Joe Senna before, so Senna must have gotten him back at some point.
If Joe had a bunch of sisters, do you think they'd be known as the Senegals?
Perhaps. Perhaps. Being harassed on Steam. Stop harassing me!
Call him a motherfucker.
Henrik. Well, then I'd have to alt-tab out.
Yeah.
Henrik Andreasen. Still running about 3/10 behind Gunnar Ricks. They're starting to lose out to Tobias by a fair bit, but they're still very close together. And James Butler looking down the inside. I would not trust James Butler under braking right now. I'm just saying. We've seen a couple of, let's just call them interesting moments.
Entertaining.
Entertaining's another word for it. It's probably a better word. And that is, I think, Fran Hidalgo, who's off track. Losing a spot to Mauricio Delgado.
Because Mauricio's out there just waving the charcuterie board around and people getting distracted.
They smell it.
Yo, can I have a piece of that? Yeah, sure. Just pull over. Psych!
There's a Star Trek Deep Space Nine watch along that I've been participating in. Oh! Yuri in the wall. Actually, technically in the bridge. So it's not a wall, that's a support structure.
Isn't the stage?
And he Was there at the episode where O'Brien and Kira go on a mission to rescue a former resistance member? Oh, and that's Yuri done. He couldn't get that car to behave itself. Oh, we also lost Konechny. So we're down to 16. And they're like, can we address the fact that, like, Kira tells O'Brien we're either succeeding or dying, and he just has the reaction of, like, I see that as a win-win. He's the ultimate homie. He does not care about his life at all. Is Wilfredo Sevilla, who looks like he might have been off track. Lost a spot to Jeff Ecott. These cars are showing a lot of lateral movement. Even like we've seen Henrik Andreasen get quite sideways a couple times. No wonder that the let's be honest here, slightly less talented drivers or less experienced, less rated drivers are having a rough time. Also, doesn't appear that we have any required pit stop here today. That window would have already opened about 8 minutes ago, if that was the case.
We're going less with the required pit stop and more like an implied need for multiple pit stops.
Implied need for multiple pit stops. So it's been Thirol, Fricks, and Andreasen and Frings is top four for some time. Joe Senna's fifth, followed by Martin Edmonds, Steve Davidson. Josiah Jerome's up to 8th after starting dead last. Adam Komorowski and Vic Vega rounding off the top 10. And then we have Ecott, Sevilla, Butler, Delgado, Hidalgo, and Martel still running. On board with James Butler as he battles with Wilfredo Sevilla. One of 3 good battles we got going on track right now. Ricks versus Andreasen up for second place, as well as the battle between... Okay, there was a third. Oh, there it is. Jerome is on the tail of Steve Davidson. That's the third battle. So battles for 2nd, 7th, and 12th.
Oh boy. Oh no.
And it's James Butler facing the wrong direction.
Lakers are out of the playoffs. I guess it's more of a Wario paint scheme than LA Lakers.
The battle for second place again. Gunnar Ricks having a little bit of a moment there. They're catching up to Thirolf the last lap by about a second since I last really looked at that gap. So progress is in.
Is it true that if Tobias Thirolf wins this race, he becomes mayor of Dusseldorf.
I imagine.
Fair enough.
I don't think the Germans are quite that big on motorsports, and they determine their mayoralships by race car events.
Does he get to be honorary assistant coach at Bayern Munich for a day?
That I could see being one in an esports event. Not one of ours, mind you, but an esports event.
Or do you think Tobias is more of a Leverkusen man?
There was an esports event a couple of years ago that the winner actually got to race in the Race of Champions event. Nudge there.
That sounds like two broken tin cans rubbing against each other real soft like.
If you've never watched a Race of Champions, it's where a bunch of drivers from different disciplines get to drive cars that they would not normally drive. And they're usually quite weird. There was one that had stadium trucks.
Very nice.
And it's to, sort of just for bragging rights. But it produces some interesting things. Formula 1 drivers, GT drivers, Australian V8 supercars, IndyCar, rally, endurance racers,
and 18 speed bicycles.
It's the only time we got to see Michael Schumacher versus Mick Doohan, who is a legend of motorcycle racing, for those who aren't aware.
Mick, how you doing?
His kid, of course, is Jack Doohan, who was in F1 this season until he got fired, as Josiah Jerome makes the overtake there on Steve Davidson. Got replaced by Franco Colapinto at Alpine. Definitely not the driver who deserved to get fired in the field. That's Lance Stroll.
Correct. Always correct.
And I usually defend Lance Stroll because people go like, he's the worst driver ever. Like, there are two drivers who literally have rules created because they were so slow. Like yes, he's not. He's not the worst driver in F1 history. Just the worst driver on the grid right now. Actually, interesting note. I went through all of the grids that Stroll's been a part of, and almost always I could find one driver who's probably worse than him. Actually.
And it's always Dan Ticktum.
It's never been Dan Ticktum. I don't think they've ever shared a track, actually. But back in the day, he was teammates with a Russian driver named Sergei Sirotkin, and he beat Sirotkin, so it's by default, he was better than Sirotkin.
No, they just paid Sirotkin to take a dive.
Probably not. Sirotkin had a lot of money behind him too. He's also I don't want to say Nepo baby because it's not his dad's money. It was just that during that era when there was a bunch of Russian oil companies that were doing their own driving programs, and as a result there was a bunch of Russian drivers who had all the money backing them.
And now all of that money has fallen out of windows.
And he's one of them. Another one was Nikita Mazepin, of course. Until he, well, you'd think he groping a woman on camera would have got him fired, but it did not.
That's kind of fucked up. Although, did the guy who sent all the dick pics out, did he get fired? It was a couple years ago.
Referring to.
It was a couple years ago. A guy sent out a horde of dick pics.
I can't remember a driver who did.
He wasn't a driver. It was somebody behind.
Christian Horner.
There you go. Well,
yeah, he recently got fired, but not really related to that.
But
that did cause issues between him and Max Verstappen at Red Bull. Well, not so much Max, but Max's dad, Jos, seemed to take a weird issue with it. And I say weird because, to be clear, Jos Verstappen's reputation is not remotely as a gentleman. Let's put it that way. Let me put it this way. If a story came out tomorrow that Jos Verstappen was sending all the dick pics, it would be not surprising. Not saying that he sends unsolicited dick pics. I'm just saying It wouldn't surprise me.
Would not be off the menu.
Fran Hidalgo getting a talking to from the stewards as far as track limit abuse is concerned.
Francis, you troglodyte.
Probably not Francis, given the last name. I'm going to go with Francisco.
I prefer Francilicious.
Henrik having a little power slide there, but keeps on the tail of Gunnar Ricks.
What if it's something really weird like frantic?
That would be interesting. Oop, that is Wilfredo Sevilla off the track. And losing a spot to James Butler. Henrik Andreasen. And now watching him as he continues to track Gunnar Ricks. We also have Martin Edmonds and Joe Senna very close together, but Edmonds has recently caught and passed Senna, so presumably he'll probably pull away there. And that leaves this and the fight between Sevilla and Delgado as our best ones. Ooh, Stefan Fring's in the wall. Speaking of Martin and Senna, there they go. Their fight goes from being over 5th place to being over 4th.
Can't remember where I was. I was at a restaurant at some point in my life, and on the side dishes and stuff, you get with like burgers or whatever. You get fries, and this and that and the other, and salad, and onion rings, or you can get what they call frings. And it's
The
just
onion ring fried combo.
You get like an equal half scoop of each.
Sounds like Harvey's.
Could be. I don't think we ever had a Harvey's here. We do have Carl's Jr., which is, I think, the same thing.
Not really, no.
What Harvey's and something else is actually the same thing? I just don't remember.
Harvey's is pretty unique in my experience. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a good thing. Just not. I don't know why.
It's two different franchises, but they're owned by the same company, and basically they do very similar, if not the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are owned by the same people that own Harvey's.
Harvey's restaurants.
But Harvey's is a burger place that lets you do prides itself on the whole select your toppings and all the toppings are no cost, so you get everything.
Oh.
Whereas, for example, there's a burger place near mine. Oh, Steve Davidson off. Called GC Burger, which lets you choose your toppings, but there's a list of free toppings, which is mustard, ketchup, and relish, and then everything else costs money. Harvey's, outside of bacon and cheese, it's just everything is free.
Harvey's currently owned by Recipe Unlimited. They own Eastside Mario's, Harvey's, Kitchen Original Roadhouse, Montana's, New York Fries, St. Hubert, Swiss Chalet, The Keg, and Pickle Barrel. So
I was going to say, Swiss Chalet is the one that usually doubles up with the Harveys around my place.
Fair enough. I've never even seen an open Swiss Chalet, I don't think.
There's one right down the street.
Or there was. Send it over to my house.
It's been turned into a... why am I blanking on the name of the restaurant? Chipotle. There you go. It's been turned into a Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Which I will never eat at.
Chipotle, ole, ole, ole.
Henrik is really putting the pressure on Gunnar Ricks, trying to make an overtake happen.
I don't know, whatever. It's not listed. The thing I'm thinking of, if indeed I am thinking of a real thing, is not listed here. So either they used to own it and don't anymore, or I was just wrong.
I was watching a video today on the most unfortunate F1 driver of all time, and they gave it to Stoffel Van Dorn. Are you familiar with the story of Stoffel Van Dorn?
No, but I'm assuming he's dead.
No. They were going with like most unfortunate results. Why it's not like he died. He is. Oh, hang on. Henrik Andreasen making the move after a mistake there by Gunnar Ricks, and he'll hold it for now. So I'll tell my story. So Stoffel Van Dorn was McLaren's like golden boy for a while, and they eventually Jensen Button retired, and they hired him on to replace Button, and he was stomped in his rookie season, out-qualified at every race, and everyone's like, this is horrible, this is terrible, and it's like, he was teamed up with Fernando Alonso, what do you want? So yeah, his 2 years in F1 were both spent teaming with Alonso, and then who made him look, bad, and he ended up racing in Formula E as a result.
And E stands for excitement.
Electric. I do like the Formula E races, but the engine sound it is annoying. They're like,
everybody knows that E stands for everyone.
Sounds like a bunch of electric razors racing.
Have they heard of this trick I invented last week? It's called putting playing cards in your spokesy tires.
Rick's getting a little sideways there as they approach. I believe that is Wilfredo Sevilla and Mauricio Delgado bad. I'm looking at the blue flags here because I know that this is the driver that has launched a request for a review on some blue flags. So I'm wondering if we can do it. We can do it live.
Blue flag. You go to penalty box.
Adam Komorowski getting real close with Vic Vega. Vega looking around the outside. Escorted to the edge of the track by... Okay, Adam, Adam, you got rear-ended. I feel bad for you. But you did make contact with him like twice.
It's true.
You had the tactile sensation that there was a car there. And you went back for more. That is not good.
I seen it.
On board with Stefan Frings, who we've seen very, very little of. Jeff Ecott there making the overtake happen on Vic Vega. And also heading through is Steve Davidson.
Margo, when are we going to do the triple ring Motegi?
No such thing.
Well, that sounds like a job for Trackmania.
You can make that happen.
Can.
Adam Komorowski overtakes Vic Vega. Vic made that really, really easy for him, so I think he felt bad about the spin out. But I don't know, Vic. I feel like Adam kind of like did himself no favors with the driving there. Still 16 cars circulating. Rick Martel bringing up the rear. Tobias Thierolf in the lead. Timo Konieczny, if you watch this video, please leave a comment down below as to why you retired, because we did miss that. Everyone else he won the lottery. Everyone else we kind of saw their story play out. Thirolf is still only leading by 4.2 seconds, so he's been kept in check by Andreas and Rix, even if they've really not had a challenge for his lead at any point, at least since the beginning.
They've been kidnapped by the Czechs. I don't know. That's not right.
Kept in check. Kept in check, sir. Not kept by the Czechs.
I thought that's what that meant. Kept in Czechoslovakia. Just wait till you get to Czechoslovakia.
That's not the movie that Taken takes place in.
What about the Serbian movie?
Was there a Taken movie about Serbians? I thought
No,
it was Romanians.
there's literally a movie called The Serbian Movie. Don't look it up.
Oh,
if you're out there, if you're listening to my voice, don't look it up.
It's horrifying.
You remember the Hostel movies?
Oh, we're going with that. Okay.
Oh, boy, I have never seen it, but I know about it.
I mean, you can get horrified a little bit even by the real football Factories International episode about Serbia.
No, I'm not trying to joke around or downplay it. Don't look it up.
I've heard this. Yes.
It's actually about Mike's childhood.
No, I wasn't there very long.
Besides, I heard that you started watching pro wrestling and then moved immediately to Swervia.
It's a swerve, brother.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
I know what I need. I know what we all need. I know what everybody wants. We need an Al Snow and Swerve Strickland team up.
Oh boy.
Whose house? Swerve's house. What does everybody want? Hell yeah, let's go. But I'm damn sure that Al Snow can still go in the ring.
A little messy there between Rix and James Butler. I think that's James Butler anyways. That is the livery Butler is sporting. There may be another version of it out there. But if there is, I can't think of who it is. I think I've got a handle on everyone's livery at this point.
Quick, how many shades of purple are in Mandanam's
oh, well, he doesn't count. He got DQ'd like immediately. We never even saw his car.
Fair enough.
Literally never saw his car.
Whoa, Black Betty, Mandanam. Mr. DQ got a child, Mandanam. Damn thing can't drive, man.
I don't think we saw Timo's car either, but I remember him from last race. He was the, assuming he hasn't changed liveries, he was the gold and black.
Need somebody to do a custom livery, and it's all just like a Woody from like the station wagons from the 60s.
Can't do a custom livery in this game, unfortunately.
Why not?
Because they charge you to buy the liveries, I think is probably the answer. They do cost 15 cents a piece.
What if I could pay 50 cents to have an open livery slot that I could then insert my own custom livery?
That would be good.
Let's see if we can get that up the business tree there.
This is one of the few racing sims, at least that are like relatively recent, that you cannot do custom liveries in.
I have to take a quick pit stop. Do not DQ me. I'll be back.
No problem. I've been left alone with my own devices. No real battles going on the track right now. We got Thierolf leading by 3.2 seconds over Andreasen, who's got about a second on Gunnar Rix. You can see the gap right there on your screen. It's about the closest gap on the field. Martin Edmonds is quite a ways back in fourth place. He's got a comfy gap to Joe Senna, who's got Stefan Frings on his tail. Relatively close. That could turn into something. Josiah Jerome is kind of on his own. Jeff Ecott has got Steve Davidson on his tail. Komorowski is got Vague on his tail, and then after that it's pretty on their own. Butler, Delgado, Sevilla, Hidalgo, and Martel. Suppose I could dig up the standings. Problem is, we use Racer with this, so the standings tend to be applied, and I get spoiled as the results. So it makes it a little bit interesting to you know, have a look at it. But we can take it. We can take a peek. Get a quick refresher of how this series has been going. So far to date, we have had 2 rounds of this championship. The first was at Suzuka, at the Suzuka West or East Circuit. I forget which one. It was the more interesting of the 2 short forms. Tobias Thierolf and Henrik Andreasen each took a win there. And then Thomas Habero pulled the double at Chang, winning the first race from Thierolf and Martin Edmonds, and in the second race from Andreasen and Gunnar Rix. Andreasen's been on the podium 3 times this season. Thierolf's been on the podium 3 times this season as well. Other podiums have been taken by Rene Ermer, who had a double 3rd place at Suzuka, but unfortunately was unable to attend Chang or this round.
Who'd you call a squirmer?
And Gunnar Rix is on pace for his 2nd podium as it stands. Henrik Andreasen on pace for his 4th, and Tobias Thierolf on pace for his 4th. Let's see who's having a bit of a breakout race today. I think the answer will be Stefan Frings has had a couple of top 10s already, so he's not been quite as problematic as I thought. Steve Davidson, who has not raced in a single race, is I guess your breakout star by debuting here and running a 9th.
And also, he's pretty cool.
Josiah Jerome also on pace for his tied for best result of the series. He also took his 7th place at Suzuka in race number 2. Josiah's race number 2 results have been way better than his race 1 results. Get ready for this. P13 at Suzuka and then P7. So 6-place upgrade. P20 at Chang. And then came home P9. So
That's a lot of P.
that's a lot. It's an 11-point increase. So Thierolf leading the way. Andreasen, Rix, Edmonds, Senna, Frings, Jerome, Ecott, Davidson, Komorowski. No movement in the top 10. And I don't expect any movement unless we get a big mistake made here at some point, because this is the closest battle here. It's Vic Veg on the tail of Adam Komorowski in 10th place. Kind of really just waiting for something to kick off here to really get our attention and get the camera boys' attention. But at the 8-minute mark... Oh, okay, that might be something. Gunnar Rix spins out.
Oh, boy.
Should rejoin well ahead of Martin Edmonds still, though. Really just end up letting Vic Vega and Adam Komorowski get their lap back.
Michael, is it true that if you drive a green car, you're just automatically better at driving?
Yes.
Excellent.
Comes with a plus 0.02 of a second advantage. It's like the Golf Oil, which comes with a plus 0.03 of a second advantage.
It moves you all the way up to the top 5.
Red Bull livery makes you go slower. Just throwing that out there.
Yep. Cows can't run as fast.
Vega looking to move into the top 10 once again. Looking down the inside, downhill. This is, I believe, actually where there was contact between these two earlier, when they were battling over 8th place. Close proximity to these two is a lapped car. Or a lapping car. Not sure which. Because that is not James Butler in the rearview mirror.
It's Steve Austin with a steel chair.
It's most likely... Ah, yes, that is Gunnar Ricks. 3rd place car. Lap on Adam Komorowski here. And he will do so.
Michael, I heard if you get lapped in one of these races, they come and steal one of your pets.
That'd be very, very rude. No, they don't do it.
Okay, that's good.
They will not take the goose from you.
I mean, they wouldn't be able to.
The goose would resist them.
Correct. Although, not to tell tales out of school, the goose is also heavily food motivated.
Most cats are. Rick Martel has dropped out of the race at some point.
No, record.
Rick, what happened? Rick would never retire for no reason.
I heard he was being chased by radioactive baboons.
That'd be a good reason. Good reason. Let it be known that my do not retire from race rule does not apply if radioactive baboons break into your house. That is perfectly acceptable reasons. Komorowski with a slowdown penalty for abuse of track limits. We'll see if Vic Vega can cash in. Not quite. Vega getting very close there. I think you two will be the star of the show down to the end here. I mean, there's a couple other things to look at. Frings is catching up to Senna, might have a battle for 5th place. And Butler is actually right on the tail of these guys, so could be a 3-way bang. About 2 laps to go, give or take. Could be a 3rd lap depending on where the leader is. Vega getting his own slowdown penalty, but he's got a run on Komorowski, and he's gonna... Nope, couldn't get it stopped.
I do think this gives you a pass.
Slid wide and let Adam Komorowski find his way past again. It is Steve Davidson off the track. And dropping a couple of spots as a result. Komorowski, Vega, and Butler making their way through.
I haven't seen that Juan Barcadero kid anywhere in any of these races lately.
Indeed. We miss you, John.
And also, Big Dick Nick is still alive.
Oh, Steve Davidson with a spin. We've also been missing What's the Frequency, Sean Kenneth for some time.
Correct.
And Steve Davidson spins his way out of the race. See, that one I do not condone, Steve. You just gave up because you spun twice. Unacceptable. If there were points on offer from him, there were points on offer. Steve, this is why you don't win championships, Steve. Everybody running is going to score points, and even further back, because at a guess it looks like top 19 score. That's a bit weird.
But if everybody's running, then who's Kung Fu fighting?
These 3 right here. Mr. Bouvier, Mr. Komorowski, and Mr. Vega. As Stefan's Frings found his way past Joe Senna for a moment. Senna's gotten back past him. This will be could be the final lap. Haven't seen the checkered flag yet. Going 3 wide. Butler looking for a way past. Vega looking for a way past. Komorowski would like to hang on. And for the time being, he will. We got zeros on the clock, but no checkered flag. So that means that right now Tobias Thierolf is on his last lap. And if it's a different lap than what these guys are on, they may have one more. I think not. I think this is their last lap. If I had a track map handy, I could probably tell you. But I don't.
What if I gave you a track map and it was just locations of McDonald's around Toronto?
That wouldn't really help me in any way, shape, or form. Also, there are like 2 McDonald's within walking distance of my house, so
nice.
It would be largely quite useless. Whoa! Vic Vega takes a spin. Didn't see what caused that. Could have been contact. Could have been self-inflicted. And James Butler appears to have made the late... No! Pardon me. They've seen the checkered flag. Komorowski is shown his 9th place. So Komorowski hangs on against Butler. Vega 11th. Mauricio Delgado is going to come to the line with Wilfredo Sevilla. And he's going to nudge him at the line. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I've been there, Wilfredo. I've been there. It's not fun. when you lose the position right at the line. It's also not for nothing a valuable 2 points. Especially given that coming out of this race, Sevilla and Delgado are tied. It's really heartbreaking. And that is Fran Hidalgo bringing up the back. But you know what? He did finish. Tobias Thierolf, your winner from Henrik Andreasen, Gunnar Ricks, Martin Edmonds, Joe Senna, Stefan Frings, Josiah Jerome, Jeff Ecott, Adam Komarowski, James Butler, Vic Vega, Mauricio Delgado, Wilfredo Sevilla, and Fran Hidalgo. And in the championship, it is a 3-point lead for Tobias Thierolf over Henrik Andreasen. Gunnar Ricks is in third, although it is a distant third. Timo Konietzki is fourth, followed by Martin Edmonds, Tobias Hibero, Joe Senna, Yuri Kratochvil, Rene Ermer, and James P. Butler. That's your top 10. Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Mauricio for president.